Welcome, family, and come on in. Thanks for coming by and joining me. I've been waiting for this. I've been waiting with anticipation for this. It's been so long since we had a Star Trek series on television, but now we do. I think it's been 10 years. Someone leave in the comments if I'm wrong. I think it's been 10 years since we had Star Trek, but I'm going to look at this series through fresh eyes. Now I'm going to take the other ones in consideration. I'm looking at this as a brand new program for all of us to enjoy. All right, Star Trek Discovery. We're going to start right off with the captain and number one on the desert world. Now, they there to save a species from going extinct because there is no surface water on this planet. So the captain and number one have to work together to find a well. Now, they have to work together because also there's a storm behind them, and they get caught up by the storm. They might be there for 89 years. So they work together, they figure out what they have to do, and they blast through the bedrock to bring up the water so the species on that planet can have drinking water so they can continue to survive. The captain and number one, there's a lot of cooperation, teamwork, and trust going on while they're on that planet. You find out they've been working together for 7 years, and the captain has so much confidence in number one, the captain recommends that number one should have her own command. So they definitely been through a lot, seen a lot, and the storm creeps up on them, and the storm is right at their back, and they're like, oh, they're in trouble now because the ship can't pick them up through all the storm. So through teamwork and cooperation and the trust that one has in the captain, they make a star, following her captains, they make a star in the sand, and the ship sees it and picks them up. All right, so now they off, they have to go check out this interstellar relay beacon that's damaged. Now, what's going on with that? The Klingons got a new leader that wants to unite all the tribes of the Klingons to go against Starfleet Command. It says the real enemy says, we come in peace. That's their Starfleet Command saying when they come meet you. So he wants to unite all the Klingon tribes together. So his plan is this. Boom, we're going to blast the relay beacon because he knows Starfleet Command has to come out and check on that relay beacon because it's a Starfleet Command space. And then he's going to set a beacon of his own in the asteroid belt where he knows that Starfleet Command will have problems picking up what that object is from all the metal of the asteroids being around. And lastly, his ship is cloaked in space, so Starfleet ship will not see or pick up the presence of their vessel. All right, on this beacon, he has also a torchbearer, and the torchbearer job is to light the beacon to signal for the rest of the tribe to come, that they need your assistance. So that's the track that's laid for Starfleet Command. All right, so Starfleet Command goes out there to see the interstellar relay beacon, and they see that it was blasted. Okay, so they know that this was blasted. This is not no asteroid damage. Somebody intentionally damaged this beacon. So what does that tell them? And number two, who I didn't talk about too much, but number two was always worried and concerned. He's worried about this. He's ready to go right now. So they see that's blasted. They start scanning the area. They can't find anything. All of a sudden, they pick up an object in the asteroid belt, but they can't tell what it is. So they're trying to figure out between Captain 1 and 2 what's going on with this object. 2 is ready to go. He said we should just leave it alone and get out of here. 1 wants to go out there and see what that object is. So Captain makes a decision. Captain says, you know what? 1 is right. 1 and 2, y'all go out there. 2 hesitated about that. He like, I don't know about that. I don't know about that. And 1's like, look, I don't need him because you don't want both of your officers out there. What if something happened? You lose both 1 and 2. Captain agrees, 1 goes. What she want to do anyway. So 1 goes out there, she suited up, but she got to be careful. This is a binary solar system, and she'll only do, even with the suit, 20 minutes exposure before the damage is too extensive on her. So she goes out there, she let's go, baby, and she feeling free. She enjoying herself, like she flying through the clouds, like she going 120 or 30 on a motorcycle, like she skydiving, bungee jumping. You know, she just feeling free for this moment, and she's off to see what is in that asteroid belt. She keeps contact with the ship as she goes out there until she actually gets into the belt. At that point, she loses radio contact with the ship. They lose visual, but she gets to the object, and she is just blown away by this object. She's like, it's metallic, it's stone. She don't know. She just started describing it, so that she got a recording when she goes back. All right. She's such blown away that she used the word to describe it as wow. So that tells you that this is really something. She's been at least 7 years with this captain, doing all kind of light speed travel, seeing all type of world and civilizations, and this makes her say wow. So this object is a beacon, but she don't know that. This object is just mind-blowing. So she decides to take a closer look. The curiosity in her decides to take a closer look. So she lands on the object, and that triggers something, and the object starts moving. And she doesn't know what it triggers. All of a sudden, her suit picks up life form. She turns around, and it's a Klingon right behind her. And now she's getting a little nervous. We find out a little later why she feeling some type of way when she sees this Klingon. She sees this Klingon, and they're standing there in this suit and holding a blade, a double-edged blade. And he's standing there, it's looking menacing. And she looks at him, and what she does, she don't hesitate. She set the jetpack to go right at him. And when she does that, his blade pushes into him and through him, thereby killing him. Now, she didn't intentionally kill him, but she takes the blame as if she intentionally killed this person, this Klingon. But that wasn't her goal. Now, as far as the Klingons, their mission was accomplished. The Klingon leader, because either way, if the Klingon, if the torchbearer would have killed her, that would have been fine with him. But the best scenario that for the Klingons was that she killed the torchbearer, which makes him a martyr. So that was even better. So because she killed him, in the process of killing him, she cracks her mask, which makes her unconscious and exposed to radiation. So now she's drifting out there. The ship is trying to contact her, and they can't until she leaves the asteroid belt. Once she leaves the asteroid belt, they're able to retrieve her and bring her on board and take her to the sick bay. All right, so she's in the sick bay, and she starts dreaming. Where we get a little insight of her history and what's going on with her mentally. She was trained by the Vulcans at a young age, and we find out that her parents were killed by Klingons. So that her parents were killed by Klingons, and she became face to face with the Klingon out on that beacon. That's what triggers something in her. So it's a dream memory while she's in the sick bay. It wakes her up though. You know, sometimes nightmares wake you up. It wakes her up, and she's like, "How long have I been out?" They're like, a couple hours. He's like, "Where's the captain at?" And she makes her way to the deck, and she's all burnt up because she didn't stay to get healed up. So she goes to the deck. She tells the captain, "Look, there was a Klingon out there." And they was like, "Klingon?" Number two is very skeptical. See, we ain't seen Klingon in ages. And the captain's just looking at it. And because we going back to the beginning on that planet, it showed that they trust each other. They've been together for 7 years. And the captain thinks that she could run her own crew. So the captain believes her. She gives them red alert. So now they in red alert. So they looking around. They still don't see the Klingons at all. So the number one comes up with an idea. Target that object out there like you're going to destroy it. So they target the object, and when they do that, appears the Klingon ship. It catches them off guard. The captain tells number one, "Go back to sick bay and heal up." Number one's like, "Are you crazy?" And she's like, "No, I'm gonna need you full strength. Go back to sick bay, heal up." Meanwhile, she does that. The captain goes and speaks to the admiral through communication. To communicate with the admiral, number one comes in. She introduced number one to the admiral. The admiral tells her you shouldn't have killed the Klingon before. We ain't seen them in 100 years. We ain't have no fights for them in 100 years. So he tells them, do not do anything unless you have to. Reinforcements are 2 hours away. All right, so they leave there. They go back to the deck, and we learn something about officer number two. Number two, we learned that on his world, his species was bred for food. So he always had this sense of when the end is near or danger. And that was good insight, because we could look at decisions he make. We can take that into consideration when this person is making decisions, that it's always going to be based on fear or retreat or survival. His survival mechanism is to remove himself when danger is around, or don't place himself in situations that could lead to his death. All right. So while they on the ship, they looking at the Klingon vessel. All of a sudden, the beacon lights up, and it's bringing out this strange noise that's deafening to the ears. They shut the noise out. And number one says, I need to leave right now. The captain like, leave right now? I need to leave right now. It's related to this. And the captain lets her go. And what she does, she talks to the Vulcan that trained her when she was little, and she wanted to know, how did y'all deal with the Klingons? And she learned from him is, at first they tried, to be civil, and the Klingons just ran over them. And then every time they seen the Klingons, after that, they would just attack them. The way they would talk, just straight attack. And through the attack, the Klingons respect the aggression, and because they was aggressive like the Klingons, they was able to form a treaty. So she takes that information back to the captain and says, look, we need to target them right now and shoot them. Captain's like, no. They haven't, as far as she can tell, they haven't armed anything, and they haven't targeted us. So she's like, no. And number one is adamant. We need to shoot now. The captain tells her, look, we need to talk. The captain takes us back in the chamber, and number one gives her that Vulcan grip. And now it's mutiny on the board. She goes to the deck. She tells them, arm the torpedoes, get ready to fire, target them. And number two is really simple like that. He's like, I don't know, the captain told you this, where the captain at? Oh, I told the captain something. She called him back to headquarters, let them know what I told her that the Vulcans told me. And he was like, well, you talking fast, you sweating, something don't seem right. Something don't seem right with you, what's going on? And she was like, if you keep questioning me, I'm gonna kick you off the bridge. So they said, we got him targeted. She was ready to say, fire. Then the captain came, pulled out a gun, and told her, don't fire, cancel that order. And he canceled that order, and up jumps Klingon ships appearing all over the place. Boom, 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 boom. The whole tribe is dead, and they there by themselves. And that's where it goes off at. All right, family. I enjoyed it. I didn't enjoy all the commercials. It was a little bit too much commercials for me. But anyway, I enjoyed it. I'm going to stay for the ride. Tonight was a long night for me, so I'm going to try to get the other ones out a little earlier. All right, fam, don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. Until next time, peace, and I love y'all.